Good evening and welcome to graduates, families of graduates, faculty, staff, school committee, select board, friends, and guests. It is my pleasure to welcome you here to Welch Memorial Field for the commencement exercises of Millis High School's class of 2025. Tonight we celebrate our graduates. The class of 2025 has been outstanding representatives of their school, their families, and their community. I am so proud of them for what they have accomplished in our classrooms, on our stage, out on our courts and fields, and I'm very proud of the contributions they've made to our town and beyond. Anyone who was fortunate enough to attend any of the senior project presentations 2 weeks ago at the town library can attest to the wide and varied talents and interests of our graduates. They have been outstanding leaders who have been role models for the classes that have followed them. Over the past 4 years, they've shared their talent, intelligence, wit, compassion, and kindness with us. We will miss them dearly. Many view high school graduation as an ending. The students on my left have completed at least 13 years of formal education and are concluding their high school careers this evening. But tonight's ceremony is called the commencement, a beginning. Tonight marks our graduates stepping out into a new and unfamiliar landscape. It's a time for the individuals in the class of 2025 to take what they've learned at Millis High School and make their own life's journey. As they face this new beginning, some of our graduates have a plan and some of our graduates do not have a plan. A lot of our graduates, maybe most, think they have a plan. To the class of 2025, I'd like to share that one thing that you will learn as you move on from us is that things change. Just when you think you have something figured out, a new wrinkle or hurdle will be placed before you. Poet Maya Angelou has famously stated, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Your journey ahead is not a straight path. It has twists and turns, potholes and detours, hills and valleys. Sometimes the path forks into many other paths, and sometimes the path leads to a dead end. As you travel this path, your ability to change will be an essential skill. I don't have to tell you that you are venturing out into a world experiencing dramatic technological change. When you were freshmen, ChatGPT didn't exist. When you were freshmen, the latest iPhone was 13. Now we're on 16. Within the next 5 to 10 years, most of you will have ridden in a self-driving vehicle. Technology will result in your generation experiencing more and swifter change than any other generation in all of human history. You must be ready and able to adapt and thrive in this changing environment. You will confront changes personally as well. The school you felt was the perfect fit might not be so. That dream job may turn out to be a nightmare. A relationship you hope to be lasting might not endure. These difficult changes will require you to pivot, readjust, and confidently stride on a new path. You will need to be strategic, self-assured, and committed. You will need to use the lessons you've learned here, in and out of the classroom, to help guide your steps through these changes. And change is something our world really needs. We live in a time of great polarization. It seems like many people are not able or willing to listen to a point of view different from their own without responding with anger and vitriol. We need you to help bring about change in this realm. We need you to use the lessons that you've learned here about developing informed opinions, listening openly and respectfully to the ideas of others, and understanding the perspectives of those who may disagree with you. As Maya Angelou put it, we need you to be able to change your attitude. And by changing your attitude, you might help us change ours. Now, instead of setting an example for those younger than you, as you've done for the last 4 years, we need you to set an example for those who are older than you. So tonight we celebrate your commencement, your beginning. I am confident that you have developed the intellectual, physical, social, and moral qualities to take on what lies ahead. I wish you the very best of luck. As I said earlier, we will miss you terribly here, but we have to let you go. The world needs you and the change you can bring. Congratulations on your new beginning. Congratulations to Millis High School's class of 2025.
At this time, I would like to introduce class co-presidents Shaylin Conroy and Olivia Fong.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shaylin Conroy.
And my name is Olivia Fong. For those of you who don't know us, we have served as Student Council co-presidents of the class of 2025 for the past 4 years. We want to start off by thanking everyone in the audience for being here tonight. Without the support of our family, friends, teachers, and the Millis community, none of this would be possible.
We would also like to give a huge shout out to our class advisor, Mrs. Hayden. Her guidance and support these past few years has been nothing short of incredible. To give just a little bit of background, typically each class has 2 advisors. Due to staffing changes and budget cuts, she has been the only consistent advisor during our 4 years. She even had a baby during this time, but never missed a beat when it came to planning fundraisers, homecoming, prom, and senior week.
So thank you, Mrs. Hayden, for all you have done for our class. We couldn't be more grateful for you.
Let's give it up for Mrs. Hayden.
And we would also like to extend a sincere thank you to our principal, Mr. Nash. Coming into the school during a period of uncertainty among our school, he dove headfirst into creating a long string of lasting positive impacts. We can't thank you enough for all you have done to make our school a better place and our senior year one to remember. As we mentioned before, there has been a lot of change at Millis throughout our years here. From coming into high school with masks and social distancing to being here tonight, there was one word that stood out to us as we reflected on the past 4 years. That word is transformation.
When thinking back to freshman year, some of us came in uncertain, some excited, and many of us both. But without a doubt, none of us had the confidence we do today. Even Olivia and I were too scared to run for president alone, so here we are 4 years later. However, throughout our time here, we have had the privilege of watching our peers transform. Shy students have transformed into club founders.
First-year team members have transformed into captains.
Quiet students have transformed into the star of theater productions.
Tentative students have transformed into activists, and so much more. We have collectively learned how to better represent ourselves not only in school as students, but in society as a whole. Through part-time jobs, volunteer work, and year-long projects, we have been pushed outside of what was comfortable, learning how to self-advocate and communicate to form real connections.
Sitting beside us today, we no longer see the group of shy or intimidated freshmen we once were. Instead, we see a group of individuals who have transformed into one community. We see a group of students with goals and a class that represents growth, empathy, and courage. A group of future doctors, engineers, lawyers, teachers, and nurses.
No matter what paths we may pursue, we're all bonded by our time here at Millis High School. Whether a student spent 12 years or 6 months here, there is no doubt that Millis has pushed us to think critically, act with dignity and respect, and most importantly, transform.
So, to the class of 2025, as we leave here today, we're not just graduates. We're proof that transformation exists, so make the most of it. Use the lessons you've learned here to not only transform your own life, but the lives of those around you. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2025.
All right, at this time, I would now like to introduce our senior speaker, Natalia Oliveira.
Good evening, faculty, students, family, and friends. The moment we have all been waiting for has finally arrived. My name is Natalia Oliveira, and I feel so excited but yet so sad to be here speaking to you all, knowing this is the last time we will see one another's faces in the same place together. It feels like just yesterday I was a new kid moving here in January of my freshman year. I remember hearing the school motto, small town, big family. I thought this was just another motto, something sentimental and lame, that was just stated without any truth. Coming from a school of over 2,500 students to a school with just over 300 students, I couldn't imagine how this place could be anything but uncomfortable. Little by little, this scary, uncomfortable place became something else. The hallways I once walked in nervously became the ones I'd later look for any excuse to wander during every class. The cafeteria, where I once hesitated to find a seat, became the place where I always had one waiting for me. It wasn't the big moments that changed my perception of the school, but the little ones. It was the random lunch table conversations that had everyone staring as the cafeteria echoed with laughter. It was the unexpected power outage that turned a normal day into a shared memory we will all someday tell our grandchildren about. It was cheering at games, home or away, win or lose. It was the countless breaks at the nurse's office with friends. It was the chaos of a Kraby class and Mr. P's jokes. And for those who did track, it was the late cold nights at the Reggie that had us all complaining. It was a car crash in the woods that no one will ever forget, including my parents. And lastly, it was the comfort in knowing there would always be a familiar face in your classes or in the hall. High school wasn't just about the grades and tests, but about the communities we built and the memories we made along the way. So as we go our separate ways, I would like to leave you with the words of Phoebe Bridgers, anyways, don't be a stranger. Really, don't be. Text me about the new friends you've made in college. Call me when you get engaged or when you get your dream job. Wave when you see me at Santa Fe $5 Burrito Mondays or at Encompass. Invite me to your weddings and gender reveals. Don't be a stranger, because as we grow, remember, this is where it started. And lastly, don't be a stranger, because what I've learned here, what we've all learned here, is that small town, big family wasn't just a motto, it was a promise, one that came true. I'm honored to be a part of this family, and I couldn't have imagined anybody else to share these last 3.5 years with. Congratulations, class of 2025, we did it.
All right, I would now like to introduce class of 2025 salutatorian, Olivia Fong.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrate such an amazing group of young adults. My name is Olivia, and I'm sincerely honored to be speaking on behalf of my fellow outstanding peers. Each individual in the audience today has had a profound impact on the students sitting before me. No matter the scale, the lessons learned and guidance we have received throughout our high school journeys have been some of the greatest gifts of our lives. In such a crucial period of growth, we thank you for everything you have contributed that led us to sitting here on this monumental night. Recently, I was introduced to a book called All I Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. As a crazy young girl with my head constantly on a swivel, I was never concerned with the big life lessons or setting myself up for the future. All I was focused on was what kickball team I would be on during recess, or what songs my friends and I could perform to in order to secure a sleepover. While the book is filled with so much insight about life, I believe that the advice doesn't fully resonate until we're older. I now think back to my childhood and realize how significant such a small piece of advice can truly be. The book highlighted 10 main messages we learned in kindergarten. It said, share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say sorry when you hurt somebody, wash your hands before you eat, and last but not least, flush the toilet. While most of these lessons have become standard practice in our lives, there is one common message among them. When combined, these 10 messages reflect not what you are becoming, but who you are becoming. During the alphabet parade in kindergarten, we were asked what we wanted to be when we grew up, to which I responded, a butterfly. Yes, I wanted to be a butterfly. This question was repeated to us many times, but over the years, I've realized it has evolved from what do you want to be to who do you want to be. Youth is filled with an abundance of innocence, but it truly is the foundation of your life. Who you are becomes the defining statement that dictates the impact you make on this world. As I look around the audience today, I see teachers, business directors, students, lawyers, and people who represent a plethora of other professions. While those might be your current labels, they are simply what you are. Who you are spans far deeper than any job title or miscellaneous category you may fall under. Not everyone has the opportunity to choose what they want to do with their life, but everyone has the power to choose who they want to be. That part of your life is completely up to you. How do you want to be remembered? In a world full of so much chaos and complacency, be someone who catalyzes compassion. In a world full of so much animosity and anger, be someone who amplifies affection. In a world full of so much insecurity and intolerance, be someone who inspires integrity. In a world full of so much spite and sadness, be someone who stimulates security. Throughout our lifetimes, we are lucky to be presented with so many paths, so many situations where we have the opportunity to change and grow. Take advantage of each one of these special moments. Use it as an excuse to near one step closer to the person you are striving to be. While no one here today has been the best version of themselves at all times, each individual is capable of changing their own narrative. For many of us, this next chapter marks the beginning of our adult lives. But whatever this next chapter of life may be for you, I encourage you to learn. Learn about who you are and who you want to be. Ignite those positive changes now, because time is always fleeting. So as I stand here tonight, I'd like to share with you my updated version of the 10 main messages I urge you to carry into your future, because as a graduating senior, I believe that all I need to know I learned in high school. Be yourself no matter the circumstances. Stay true to your morals and values. Always trust your gut. Never settle for anything less than you deserve. Stay unsatisfied in your accomplishments. Act with respect and empathy. Be kind to yourself and those around you. Radiate authenticity. Cherish life. And lastly, always be open to change. Congratulations to the class of 2025 and good luck in your futures. Thank you.
I am pleased to welcome to the podium our class of 2025 Valedictorian, Isabella Briones.
Good evening, families, friends, faculty, school committee, and Millis community members. Fellow graduates, congratulations. Within the past 4 years, the class of 2025 has undoubtedly left their mark on Millis High School and the greater Millis community. We have each cultivated a place that unites us, forged a group that inspires us, or fostered a friendship that comforts us. As a class, I believe we are unmatched in our desire to learn, grow, and create. We did indeed experience a never-before-seen fart spray scandal where the typical smells of a high school transformed into a farm. However, as we walked the hallways with our t-shirts smothering our faces, we also transformed. Events like these characterized us not only as out-of-the-box thinkers, but as young adults who are not afraid to make waves. I am extremely proud to be a member of the class of 2025 and sit, capped and gowned, with each and every graduate to the right of me. This pride is not a weakness. This contentment is not a settlement. This confidence is not a complacency. It is an immense power. Exemplified by my peers continually showing up for the causes that they believe in, this power has been harnessed by Millis High School students. We have founded clubs from the ground up, donned our best Hawaiian shirts to support our sports teams, and traveled outside of our 4-hallway school to competitions, conferences, and meetings in order to build a greater community. Accordingly, our passion is unequivocally a force to be reckoned with. Our diligent, determined, and dauntless deeds demonstrate the depths of our dreams. In our future endeavors, we may be hesitant to invoke this power, to put our pride on display and exhibit support and commitment to the things that we love. Whether this is out of fear of the judgment of others or fear of the shortcomings of our own abilities, this fear will undoubtedly be ever present in our lives. I challenge everyone to go past just diving into the cold waters of our interests, but to swim. Swim far and wide and touch the bottom of the deep end. Make waves and currents, even tsunamis. Explore your passions unapologetically and loudly. Although I am no clairvoyant, I already know the class of 2025 will take the sea by storm. Whether we take inspiration from our formative Tai Chi lessons or follow a distinct path, we are more than ready to conquer this brave new world. So in the near future, when an individual asks you, "Where are you from?" or "Where did you go to high school?" you say with the confidence and pride cultivated here, Millis, Massachusetts. And then when their eyebrows furrow and they ask you where in the world that is, Don't say next to Medfield. Or the town with the good McDonald's. Tell them that this is a place where the waves are wild and unpredictable. Show them that this is a place where the people have tangible effects on the lives around them. Assure them that this is a place where the students are catalysts for progressive change and unapologetic action on real-world issues. Congratulations again to the class of 2025. And wherever the current takes you, remember to be proud of your beginnings and proud of the passions you choose to pursue. Thank you.
Thank you to all of our speakers. As we continue our 122nd commencement exercises at Millis High School, we have the chance to recognize some very special guests. Tonight we carry on the wonderful tradition of welcoming back our MHS graduates, celebrating the 50th anniversary of their graduation from our small school. This year, that is the MHS class of 1975. The class of 75 is the largest class on record to pass through Millis High School, with 138 graduates, with upwards of 40 attending tonight. As I conversed with a couple of members of the class of 75 over the past few weeks, two thoughts clearly stood out to me. The first, I absolutely cannot repeat any of that in my first graduation speech as a principal. And the second thought, the theme of connection. When I asked what stood out the most about the class of 75, they simply stated, we genuinely cared about each other and had each other's backs, from the guy hanging out on the smoking pad to the straight-A student sitting in the classroom. We would do anything for each other. The class of 75 also has some unique small school big family connections to the class of 2025. One class of 75 graduate has her grandson graduating today. Yep. Another 75 graduate is the uncle of one of the 2025 graduates and brother to one of the class of 2025 teachers. And one more connection is a member of the class of 75 is married to the class of 2025's favorite counseling secretary. In class of 2025, do you know what the class of 75 did for you 50 years ago? They got administration to agree to an open campus. Yes, the class of 75 did that for you. You can thank the class of 75 for your 197 trips to Duncan this year during service learning. And you want to know what else they did? They brought Aerosmith, the James Montgomery Band, and others in for concerts in the gym. That's pretty cool. And don't forget class of 75's Mr. Harkey, who came to MHS to enlighten us with a guest lecture during Mr. Cravy's class the past couple of years. When I flipped through the class of 75's yearbook, I stopped on the page where administrators wrote a message to the class. Each of them recognized the class of 75 as something special, and a class that they would always remember, reminding me much of how I feel about the class of 2025. It's with great honor that I'd ask members of the class of 1975 that are here with us today to please rise, and that all of you join me in welcoming them back to Millis High School as we celebrate their achievements in the 50th anniversary of their graduation from our small school, big family. And now we turn our attention to the reason we are all here tonight, the class of 2025. First off, I want to thank you, class of 2025. As a first-year principal, I couldn't have asked for a better senior class to start with. While you were wrapping up what would be many of your last year at MHS, you became a part of many of my firsts. My first student email as principal over the summer, My first question about when was service learning going to start. My first homecoming rally. My first MIAA Final Four appearance as a principal. My first senior projects. My first last day processional through Clyde Brown, followed by the middle and high school. You served my children their first ice cream at Cravings. All these moments and many more I will never forget include all of you. As a class, you quickly welcomed me and got to know me. I will be forever thankful. You will always have a special place in my heart and in my career as an educator. That last day, as I watched you seniors walk out of the high school for the last time, a quiet weight settled in my chest. A sense of worry crept in. Had we done enough to prepare you for everything that comes next? As we went through senior project week and senior activity week, I couldn't shake that feeling. But then something happened a few nights ago. I sat down to read through your student speeches for approval. As I was reading them, a wave of emotion came over me. It was at that moment that I got my answer. I knew the class of 2025 is ready. I quickly popped open my computer and deleted the speech I had spent hours writing and revising. Not because what I had written wasn't important or meaningful, but because what you wrote, class of 2025, captured everything we could have ever hoped for that you take with you from your time here at Millis High School. And the advice you are giving your future selves is spot on. Natalia reminded us that life is built in the little moments, that success isn't just about the big milestones, but about the small wins along the way. She spoke to the comfort of knowing that no matter where life takes you, there will always be a familiar face waiting for you back here. Olivia and Shaylin captured the spirit of growth and transformation. They reminded us the high school isn't just a place we pass through, it's a community that shapes who we become. In her salutation speech, Olivia asked us to focus on the question, who do you want to be? And then she generously gave us 10 takeaways on how to be the best version of ourselves. And Isabella, well, she lit a fire. She challenged complacency. She told you plainly and powerfully to make waves, to go after your goals, even when fear and doubt knock loudest at the door. I second that challenge. You were meant to contribute to this world at a high level. Seek it and attain it. Before my time with you expires, there is one quote by Tony Robbins that I would like for us to ponder together. The quote reads, You can choose to believe life is happening to you, or life is happening for you. Take a moment right now to look at all the people around you. Your classmates, your friends, your families, your teachers. All of us were brought together over these past 13 years for you. Your life is made up of all the collective choices you make in the present moment. I encourage you to fight off the external and internal distractions, to stay in the present, and choose to believe life is happening for you, not to you. In turning to all of our parents, guardians, family members, friends, guests on the field in front of me today, I congratulate you for the outstanding individuals you have raised to my left. One more time, I would like to express my gratitude to the class of 2025 for everything they've given back to MHS, for setting a high bar for other classes to follow, and for leaving a lasting impression of kindness and compassion on our school. Congratulations, class of 2025. At this time, I would like to recognize members of the Millis School Committee this year who are with us this evening, Mark Conroy and Robin Briggs. I'd also like to welcome Erin Underhill and Ellen Rosenfeld from the Select Board. I'd like to thank the Millis Public Schools staff who have been here to join us this evening, and would like to acknowledge the contributions of the staff of Clyde Brown, Millis Middle School, Millis High School, and Central Administration for all their work in helping these students reach this milestone. It really can't be put into words what an incredible experience you provided for our students, both inside and outside the classroom. I'd like to thank Millis Police and Fire, our nursing staff, the Millis Board of Health, Millis Community Media, and the entire community of Millis for their support of students along the way, and at tonight's ceremony. I'd also like to acknowledge the tireless work of John Engler and the maintenance and custodial staff in making this ceremony a reality. In the office, I'd like to thank Terry Bedard, Sue Bavey, and Erica Harkey for all their behind-the-scenes work. I'd like to thank Dave Bush, Ryan Kamiri, and everyone that came together to capture this event on video. I would like to thank Mr. Mark Femino and members of the Millis High School Chorus and Mrs. Janice Norton and the Millis High School Band for the music at today's ceremony. And I'd like to thank the advisor of the class of 2025, Rachel Hayden, for the tremendous amount of work she put in to support this class throughout the past 4 years. Along with the help and support of our parent volunteers and all of our community sponsors, the seniors have had a memorable conclusion to their experience at a MHS. Thank you. Before we confer diplomas on the Millis High School class of 2025, we'd like to acknowledge the following students who are being recognized by the Spanish Ministry of Education for the completion of academic studies as immersion students. They will be receiving diplomas as graduating members of an international Spanish academy. Antonio Caballero Javier, the education advisor from the Consulate General of Spain, is here with us tonight to confer the International Spanish Academy diplomas. At this time, I would ask the following students to please come forward to receive their International Spanish Academy diplomas. Kylie Lucia Cartagena. Matthew Clark. William Ferguson. Olivia Fong. Molly Hatch. Amelia Leach. Addison Lohr. Hedia Luadi. Taylor O'Toole. Mauricio Oliveras Cristancho. Caitlin Richards. And lastly, Ann Rolog. A couple logistical matters before we get to the main event. First, you are welcome to come forward to take pictures of your graduates. There should be plenty of room in the center aisle to grab a great photo. Following the presentation of diplomas, we will have a wonderful tribute from members of our chorus. Please remain seated during this performance. When the chorus tribute is over, I ask the audience to please remain seated until the graduates and then the staff have left the stadium. After the procession, you are welcome to stick around to take some pictures with the graduates. Now I would like to ask Mark Conroy on behalf of the Millis School Committee to join me in the presentation of diplomas to the members of the class of 2025. This year, during our diploma presentation, we will also be recognizing the awards and scholarships being presented to the members of the class of 2025. I want to thank all of our scholarship donors for their generosity and for being such an important part of our school and community. In this year's program, you can read all about our scholarships and find out more about the individuals and organizations they are named for. At this time, it is my honor to confer diplomas on the Millis High School class of 2025. Superintendent Mullaney, Millis School Committee, family, friends, guests, I certify as principal of Millis High School that all of the following students have fulfilled the necessary state and local requirements for a Millis High School diploma or certificate of completion. Isabella Briones. Isabella is the recipient of the Valedictorian Award sponsored by the Millis Teachers Association. She is also the recipient of the Math Award presented to the student who achieves the highest average in that subject over a 4-year period. The Science Award presented to the student who achieves the highest average in the subject over a 4-year period. And the Spanish Non-Immersion Award, which recognizes a senior who has demonstrated mastery and enthusiasm in the subject. Isabella is also receiving a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence, awarded to the students who have maintained an academic average of 3.5 or better and have met other stringent criteria developed by the President's Education Awards program. She is also the recipient of the Friends of the Millis Public Library Scholarship, the Millis School Committee Scholarship, the Millis Lions Club Scholarship, and the Millis Girls Softball League Scholarship. Olivia Fong. Olivia is the recipient of the Richard Pixley Memorial Salutatorian Award, sponsored by the class of 1955. Olivia is also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also receiving the William and Sylvia Valente Memorial Scholarship. Shaylin Conroy. Shaylin is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also receiving the Millis School Committee Scholarship and the William and Elizabeth Carlson Family Scholarship. Natalia Oliveira. Natalia is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Madison Adams. Madison is the recipient of the Physical Education Fit for Life Award, recognizing excellence in the subject. She is also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Christian Amaral. Ashley Ayton. Ashley is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Ryan Barber. Ryan is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Ramsey Breslau. Ramsey is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Kaylee Lucia Cartagena. Emma Chandler. Emma is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Matthew Clark. Avery Kovitz. Avery is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also receiving of the AmVets Post 495 Scholarship. Macy Sear. Macy is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Noah Dayhoff. Daniel Delaney. Daniel is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. The Silver Award recognizes students who have maintained an academic average of 3.0 or better. Kira Delaney. Kira is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Kira is also receiving the Grit Scholarship, the AmVets Ladies Auxiliary Post 495 Scholarship, and the Nicholas Diamandis Memorial Scholarship. Chloe DeShulo. Chloe is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Margaret Doherty. Maggie is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Millis Teachers Association Scholarship and the Grit Scholarship. James Dugan. James is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Luke Fabian. Luke is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. William Ferguson. William is the recipient of the Mary Kay Galvin Award sponsored by the Millis Teachers Association. It is named after a former mathematics teacher and administrator. This award is given to a student who shows deep insight and outstanding achievement in mathematics. William is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Andrew Fiala. Andrew is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. He is also the recipient of the Mohawk Pride Boys Basketball Scholarship, the Millis Flag Football Scholarship, and the Jack Warsoff Memorial Scholarship. Anthony Frollo. Anthony is the recipient of the Physical Education Fit for Life Award recognizing excellence in the subject. He is also the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Zoe Gallen. Meredith Gatz. Meredith is the recipient of the Chorus Award presented to a senior who has exceptional talent and love of music. She's also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Alexander Grasimov. Sasha is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Eliza Garish. Eliza is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Johanna Goldstein. Johanna is the recipient of the English Award presented to a student who demonstrates great passion and skill in the English language arts. Johanna is also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also receiving the Novick Family Scholarship. Lindsay Grattan. Lindsay is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also receiving the Millis Boosters Club Scholarship, the Ingraham Family Scholarship, and the Sam Dowd Memorial Scholarship. Raven Greeno. Raven is the recipient of the Art Award presented to a senior whose achievement and love of art are exceptional. Raven is also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Andrew Griffith. Andrew is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Molly Hatch. Kaylee Heredia. Kaylee is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Nicholas Homan. Nick is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Jack Ingraham. Ryan Johnston. Ryan is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Henry Kigan. Henry is the recipient of the Student Council Award, awarded to a dedicated member of Student Council. He is also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Henry is also receiving the Millis Flag Football Scholarship and is the Morris C. and Judith Mushnick Memorial Scholarship. Amelia Leach. Whoa. Amelia is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Millis Girls Softball League Scholarship. Addison Lohr. Addison is the recipient of the Student Council Award, awarded to a dedicated member of Student Council. She's also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Addie is also the recipient of the Dr. George C. Roy Student Council Scholarship. Tainara Lopez. Tainara is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Diane Hatch Memorial Scholarship. Hedia Luwadi. Hedia is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Joseph Makia. Idolo Maestri. Connor Mahoney. Connor is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Lauren Malakias. Lauren is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Alyssa Gagne Memorial Scholarship. Logan Manning. Logan is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. He is also receiving the Grit Scholarship, the Millis Boosters Club Scholarship, the Bryce Matthew McCarthy Memorial Foundation Scholarship, and the Bogastow Fish and Game Club Scholarship. Yeah. Nathaniel McGee. Nate is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Vera Medvedeva. Vera is the recipient of the Royale Award presented to a student who has excelled in computer science and has taken the time to teach others. She's also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Vera is the recipient of the 2025 VHS Scholarship and the Middlesex Savings Bank Scholarship. Isabella Mashad Huang. Bella is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Tessa Molinari. Tessa is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Love Pug Foundation Scholarship. Noreen Malloy. Nora is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Sean Caulfield Memorial Scholarship. Andrew Morse. Andrew is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Eleanor Muscatello. Ellie is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Layla Newtley. Taylor O'Toole. Taylor is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Mauricio Olivares Cristancho. Mauricio is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. He is also the recipient of the Fin, Fur, and Feather Club Clay Scholarship. Devin Ortiz. Devin is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Emma Powers. Emma is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the James and Margaret Teberani Scholarship. Achievement and interest in the subject. She is also the recipient of a President's Gold Award. Keelan Riggs. Freddie Rodriguez. Ann Rolog. Ann is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Ed Winokur Scholarship. Emily Ruo. Emily is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. She's also the recipient of the Niles Rosenfeld Memorial Scholarship. Declan Ryan. Declan is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Nicholas Scolpinetti. Nick is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Vincent Sellers. Talon Shepherdson. Talon is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. He's also receiving the John Farias Memorial Scholarship. Daniel Sparks. Danny is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Anna Sprague.
All right, Anna!
Anna is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Amelia Staples. Amelia is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also the recipient of the Millis Boosters Club Scholarship in the Aram Kargulanian Tennis Scholarship. Aiden Shugru. Aiden is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. He's also the recipient of the Millis Youth Baseball Scholarship. Kevin Sullivan. Kevin is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. He's also the recipient of the Pauline L. Smith Medical Services Scholarship. Riley Sullivan. Riley is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. She's also receiving the Millis Police Scholarship, the Ingraham Family Scholarship, the Professional Firefighters of Millis Local 4704 Scholarship, and the Sam Dowd Memorial Scholarship. Michaela Vasta. Michaela is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Abigail Wallace. Abby is the recipient of the United States History Award, sponsored by the Millis Teachers Association, presented to a student who has demonstrated achievement and interest in this subject. She is also the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Abby is also receiving the AmVets Post 495 Scholarship, the Millis Lions Club Scholarship, the recipient of Professional Firefighters of Millis Local 4704 Scholarship, the Coach Ernie Richards Memorial Scholarship, and the Bellingham Girls Lacrosse Boosters Scholarship. Luke Wanders. Joseph Zangari. Joe is the recipient of a President's Silver Award for Educational Achievement. Joshua Zavugo. Joshua is the recipient of a President's Gold Award for Educational Excellence. Joshua. I'm going to ask Joshua to come back and join me on stage. All right. So why don't we face your class? All right, so Josh, you're going ahead. So at this time, you can move your tassels from right to left. I present to you Millis High School's class of 2025. Good job. Yeah, you. We will now have a choral tribute.
Messed up tonight, I lost another fight, lost in myself, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down, keep on hitting the ground, I always get up now, see what's next. Birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I start again. No, I won't leave, I wanna try everything, I wanna try even though I could fail. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end, and then I start again. No, I won't leave, I wanna try everything, I wanna try even though I could fail. Try everything, try everything, try everything. Look how far.